Hi, I'm Chief Joe Sanford. The mission of the Kirkland Fire Department is to save lives. To do this, healthy firefighters, who are also emergency medical technicians, must be able to reach you quickly when you need us most. The City Council has placed a measure on the November ballot that funds additional firefighter EMTs to improve response times for fire and emergency medical services. The measure also stockpiles pandemic personal protective equipment and modernizes existing fire stations to protect firefighter health and safety. Finally, the measure builds a new relocated Station 27 east of I-405 in Totem Lake to improve response times in Totem Lake, Kingsgate, and Juanita. The City Council has asked me to explain how the additional firefighter EMTs in the ballot measure will help us reach you in time when you call 911. The Kirkland Fire Department strives to achieve the national best practice standard that all residences and businesses in Kirkland are within a 4-minute travel time for a fire engine or an aid car. This allows our firefighter EMTs the best chance to reach you before a deadly flashover when there is a fire, or before brain death when there is a heart attack. Station locations are critical to achieving this 4-minute travel time. But just as important is the number of firefighter EMTs available to respond when you call 911. Kirkland fire stations are staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 75% of 911 calls are for medical emergencies, while 25% of calls are for fires. Each station has both a fire engine and an aid unit, and most Kirkland fire stations have a crew of 3 firefighter EMTs trained to respond in either vehicle. For example, today, when dispatched to a fire in central Houghton, the 3 firefighter EMTs from Station 22 take a fire engine, leaving the aid unit behind. When dispatched to a medical aid call in Houghton, the 3 firefighter EMTs take the aid unit, and the fire engine is left behind. If another call comes in while Station 22 crew is responding to a current emergency, the next closest available unit from a more distant fire station must travel into Houghton to handle the call. This concurrent call takes longer than 4 minutes of travel time, increasing the danger to lives and property. Current Station 27 in Juanita and Station 22 in Houghton are the busiest stations and respond to the highest number of dispatch calls. The 2020 Fire and EMS ballot measure provides funding to increase the number of firefighter EMTs at Houghton's Station 22 to 5. This creates what is known as a dedicated aid unit. When a medical aid call comes in, a dedicated crew of 2 firefighter EMTs would respond, leaving 3 firefighter EMTs back at the station. These 3 can respond to either a fire incident or an emergency medical incident while the first unit is out, significantly improving response times for a subsequent call. If the ballot measure passes, new Station 27 in Totem Lake will also have a crew of 5 firefighters, including a dedicated aid unit. The direct benefit of the 2 busiest stations having dedicated aid units is that the other stations will not need to respond to concurrent calls as often, and response times will improve everywhere throughout the city. Finally, the ballot measure also funds 1 additional firefighter EMT at Station 26 in Rose Hill, creating a crew of 4 at that station, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 2 firefighter EMTs would respond to a medical aid call, leaving 2 firefighter EMTs available to respond to any subsequent aid calls using the fire engine to respond. These investments in additional firefighter EMTs would also improve response times for fires. State law requires that firefighters cannot enter burning buildings until at least 4 firefighters have arrived. Today, an engine crew of 3 must wait for a second engine to arrive. With crews of 4 or 5 arriving from the same fire station, the firefighter EMTs may immediately work on removing people safely and putting out the fire. The immediate ability to start putting out the fire gives us a better chance at preventing flashover. Our firefighters are driven by a passion to save lives. Getting to you quickly requires a combination of the right staffing and the right fire stations in the right places. To find out more about how this ballot measure invests in additional firefighter EMTs, please visit the city's website.